remember to keep it holy. All right. Today I'm going to speak about the end, how it all will end. But first, it's very important to say that that's not the most important thing to know, because you already know it for a fact, because it's in the Bible. But I will tell you now more specifically how it will end from the Colburn Bible. But I have no longing for it, and I don't know the words for it, but or how to express it. It's not the important thing, as I said, because the most important thing is to prevent that to happen to you and to others. That's the whole thing. It's much more interesting and important to prepare people, to make them understand who Jesus is and what it's needed for the protection that you must have when the end comes. Because without it, you're doomed. I'm sorry, you're doomed. But I have told you before now that we are now in the Messianic age, where righteous judgment, excuse me, where righteous judgment will be revealed. And we have seen the judgment already all over the place. We are now into the times of sorrows, with wars, pestilence and famine and all that. We have had corona and, big wars is on the horizon. So, having that said, first I will start with a very, very interesting thing that many out there are being fooled of not knowing this. So now you will never ever in the future be fooled again. Listen, this is about wickedness. It's from the Colburn Bible. It said, "The wicked are not only those who knowingly do wrong. An evil man is one who seeks to justify the wickedness and weaknesses of others." I read that again. An evil man is one who seeks to justify the wickedness and weaknesses of others. Well, he's been through that. He's born like that. You can't judge him. No, don't be so cruel and that. Evil. You are evil. You are protecting evil behavior and it will grow. Okay? That's how it works. Evilness must be cut down and absolutely not being watered by, as I said, justifying it. There are so many evil people out there not knowing what evil is. They are so kind and they are so... You see the Pope, that's good, exactly that. When he now goes out and protect the the sin of homosexuality. Well, it's not a sin. We are born, we are all children of God. There you have it. Okay. Did I have some more things? Yes, I have some more things. This is also very important before we go to the subject of today. It is not important to give to the poor man. So, one more time. It is not so important to give to the poor man as to remove the cause of his poverty. To help the weak, that's good, but a lesser importance than to attack their oppressors. Attack their oppressors. You must attack evilness in this world. Otherwise, you're not a Christian. If you keep on giving the poor money and think that you are so good, you are actually just make it easy for the evil ones to do what they do. Take your resources and your power and your strength to attack the oppressors instead. And if you're a rich man and love Jesus, then you must use your riches to prevent evilness. You must use your riches to attack the oppressors, the banksters, for example. All these people that make money for nothing. Evil, 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 evil people. But at the same time, don't hate them, pray for them, because the end will come sooner than you think. And it won't be a very, very pleasant place for them to go to. You know all that. But that's important. But you must attack the behavior. I've been doing that in my little society, our valley here, where I live in the countryside. I have attacked evil people, and actually, with the help of the Lord, He has taken them away. People that have done evilness and think that they can do whatever to drive drunk and so on. And oppress others. Dangerous behavior and arrogance and so on and so forth. All right, that's very important. So it's much more, one more time, it's much more important for you to understand, well, I can give to that organization or the beggar or so, that's okay. But most or more important is, this must come to an end. What can I do to prevent this to getting greater? Because if you only take care of the poor and the weak and so, you are doing it's easier for the evil ones, because you are not attacking them. All right, now you know that. So, another one here. That's why it's the duty of the rich man to cast the weight of the riches in the balance, that goodness may overweight evil. So it's so important what you do with your money. Do you use it for good or use it for evil? Do you use it for your own interest, to get more money, to satisfy your flesh, and so on and so forth, your ego? Or are you attacking the oppressors? All right. And you must do it in the spirit. Because you see, for the manliness is of the spirit, if you're a man. Because the manliness is of the spirit, not of the flesh. And as I have told you now, I don't have my necklace on, the Messianic seal, but you know it well. The spiritual is over the carnal. The spiritual is over the flesh. Why did Jesus tell us to turn the other cheek? Well, you see, if you don't do that and start to fight in the flesh, it will be an evil combat. Because there are two fleshy, animalistic people fighting. Okay, God says, let them kill each other. I don't care. Because Jesus tried to say to you that you can't conquer the flesh with flesh. The flesh must be conquered with the spirit. The spirit is superior. So if you conquer it with love, that is the most powerful tool that God has given us. It's a two-edged sword. It's in the Holy Spirit. And you turn the other cheek. And you send love to that person. That's what Jesus tried to say. You must conquer the flesh with the spirit. All right, now I will start to read. We will go to 2 Peter. Let's see if we can find it. Let's see. No patient, we have to be patient. That's a gift from the Spirit, yes. Here we have 2 Peter. And I'm looking for but the day of the Lord will come. It's 10. 2 Peter 10. But the day of the Lord will come, as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up. And we have it in a lot of other places. We have it in Malachi also. Last prophet. But we don't need to go there. I saw it here. So wait a minute. Malachi 4. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble, and the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord. And it's in a couple other places we can read almost the same thing. We can also read in the book of Revelation, of course. But what is it? What is it that will burn everything up? The Lord is behind it, yes, He is. But I can tell you, it is the destroyer, or it's also called the frightener. And in Hebrew, it is called Abaddon, and in Greek, Apollon. And this book is very much about that. And I have kept it a bit before I tell you, but I will tell you now. And we will read about it. Because you see, it's a celestial body. And this channel it's fantastic, actually, because I have talked to you so much about gender, for example, and God have laid that on my heart. Please speak to them, because as I read for you a couple of videos ago, that this gender problems with male and female is a late sign in the end times, a very serious sign that is near the end. And I have talked about blue and red things in the sky. And we're about to see what that is now. Let's do like this. This, I can go back faster. Well, it's a lot of places here, but we can go to 46. Maybe we'll do a couple of videos about this, because actually it describes from the Exodus, when Moses took the Israelites out of Egypt. It was the frightener that came and destroyed the land. And it's a witnesses from that era that has written down what actually happened from the Egyptians' viewpoint. It's very interesting, but I can't read everything. But then with the dawning, men saw an awesome sight. There, riding on a great black rolling cloud, came the destroyer, newly released from the confines of the sky vaults, and she raged about the heavens, for it was her day of judgment. And you know what happened with Egypt. totally devastation. It destroyed the whole land. But I will jump a little bit, and we will go to, let's go to 146. Let's see. Because this is not a very fun part. It's nothing to be glad about, because this will be a hellish time for people. So I'm more interested to prevent this to happen to the believers. Without Jesus, Jesus must rescue from this in the same manner as Moses took the Israelite out and into the desert when the destroyer came over the land of Egypt. And you know, the Lord protect his people with the cloud and with the fire. The destroyer. Men forget of the destroyer. Only the wise know where it went, and that it will return in its appointed hour. It raged across the heavens in the days of wrath, and this was the likeness. It was as a billowing cloud of smoke, enwrapped in a ruddy glow, not distinguishable in joint or limb. Its mouth was an abyss from which came flame, smoke, and hot cinders. When ages pass, certain laws operation the stars in the heavens. Their ways change. There is a movement and a restlessness. They are no longer constant, and a great light appear redly in the skies. So that's the first sign, a reddish star. And when blood drops upon the earth, the destroyer will appear. Imagine when blood drops on the earth. And mountains will open up and belch forth fire and ashes. Matthew 24, Jesus warned us about, or told us about the signs, earthquakes and so on. Sea islands will come. Trees will be destroyed, and all living things engulfed. Book of Revelation. Third part of the trees, grass. Waters will be swallowed up by the land, and the sea will boil. The sea will boil. The heavens will burn brightly and redly. There will be a copper hue over the face of the land. What did the Lord say in his law? I will make the sky as copper and the ground as iron. Followed by a day of darkness, a new moon will appear and break up and fall. Celestial signs. The people will scatter in madness. They will hear the trumpet and the battle cry of the destroyer, and will seek refuge within dens in the earth. Does it sound familiar? 7 seals, the 6 seals, they try to hide. And, as it said, they will hear the trumpet. It sounds like a trumpet. There you have the trumpet, the sound of the trumpet. It's the destroyer. It's the destroyer's battle cry. And as it says in the book of Revelation, rich, poor, man, let's read it. Let's read it, my friends. I don't like to talk, because when this comes, it's over, it's done, you're gone. If you don't have managed to find the way, and the way is Jesus Christ, before this is just a cleanup process on earth. When God cleansed the earth from all evilness, it's nothing to do. You can't do anything. You're doomed. You're gone. And I always, in my heart, I always have Jesus. There's always a way. Please show me the way. It's look impossible now, but please show me the way, because Jesus have told us, knock and the door will be open. Seek and ye shall find. But when the destroyer comes, that time is over, gone. Well, you know, the sixth seal. Here we have it. And the heaven departed as a scroll when it rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places. Here you have the destroyer coming. And the kings of the earth, and the great man, and the rich man, and the chief captains, and the mighty man, and every bondman and every free man hide themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand? No one that don't have Jesus. No one that not protected by the King. No one. You see, this is the second one. The first one was water. That was the symbolism of the baptism with John the Baptist. He baptized you with water, but Jesus will baptize you with fire. This is the physical form of fire that comes. First water, second fire. So this is for the spirit. fire will kill your spirit. All right. And will seek refuge within the dens, as we read, in the earth. Terror will eat away their hearts, and their courage will flow from them like water from a broken pitcher. Luke 21. Or in Luke it says, and their heart will fail them for fear for what's coming on the earth. Here you have it again. From the waters, from like a pitcher. They will be eaten up in the flames of wrath and consumed by the breath of the destroyer. Destroyer, Abaddon, as it says in the book of Revelation, means destroyer. Thus it was in the days of heavenly wrath. It has come before. At Exodus, as I said, and maybe some other places. Maybe the destroyer also is involved in Sodom and Gomorrah, the destruction of the cities around the Dead Seas. Thus it was in the days of heavenly wrath, which have gone, and thus it will be in the days of doom, when it comes again. The times of its coming and going are known unto the wise. The wise will know, ye shall know, by the signs, gender, evilness upon earth, man become like beasts, war, famine, pestilence, earthquakes, and so on and so forth. Then it comes. These are the signs and times. Listen now, this is important. These are the signs and times which shall precede the destroyer's return. 110 generations shall pass into the west, and nations will rise and fall. Men will fly in the air as birds. Fly in the air as birds. And swim in the seas as fishes. Is that happening today? Of course it is. Men will talk peace, one with another. Hypocrisy and deceit shall have their day. Woman, here it comes again. Woman will be as men, and men as woman. Passion will be a plaything of man. They live for the flesh, passion and lust. Only for the to satisfy the flesh. Only for themselves. What's in it for me generation, I call them. A nation of soothsayers shall rise and fall. This is very interesting. And their tongue shall be the speech learned. The speech from that country will be learned. America will fall. That's why I speak English. Because that's a sign of these times. And their tongue shall be the speech learned. A nation of soothsayers shall rise and fall. A nation of lawgivers shall rule the earth and pass away into nothingness. One worship will pass into the four quarters of the earth, talking peace and bringing war. Is there a nation that speaking peace and bringing war? A nation of the seas will be greater than any other. By the seas, a nation by the seas. England and America, I think. But will be as an apple rotten at the core and will not endure. Well, we have Apple, we have Big Apple, we have New York. Well, could it be America? It's rotten of the core for sure, so. A nation of traders will destroy men with wonders, and it shall have its day. That's Babylon, my friends, business. Then shall the high strive with the low, the north with the south, the east with the west, and the light with the darkness. Men shall be divided by their races, and the children will be born as strangers among them. You see all these racist things that I've talked about, Black Lives Matter and all that. They try to, you see, I can't say this enough. Everything, from the smallest tattoo, is the devil's attempt to try to get the people to go against the law of the Lord. That's what it's all about. Everything is about that. To do what God has told you not to do. Because his tactic, listen now, this is important. His tactic is always like this. You're in need of something. Because this word, I will make that you are always in need of something. I will oppress you. But the evil one says, I can give you what you want, money and power, but it's always a but, my friends. And it's always a but breaking the commandments or the law of the Lord. It's always of that. I can give you much money, but you have to sin against the Lord. It's always like that. Brothers shall strive with brothers and husband with wives. Father will no longer instruct their sons. No commandments, no talk about the law, when they shall go to sleep, when they wake up, when they will walk on the day, at evening, because this is a very serious matter the Lord has told us, because it's about life or death. And the sons will be wayward, of course. What else? Woman will become the common property of men. Mistreated. Listen to this music, lyrics, how they treat their women like prostitutes, like things. Woman will become the common property of men and will no longer be held in regard and respect. No maiden decorum, no holiness. Then men will be ill at ease in their hearts. They will seek, they know not what, and uncertainty and doubt will trouble them. Here you have the New Age movement and the seekers. I'm a seeker. I seek the Lord. Oh, not the Lord. I seek spirituality. I'm a spiritual. Sure. They will possess great riches, but be poor in spirit. Then will the heavens tremble and the earth move. Men will quake in fear, and while terror walks with them, the herald of doom will appear. They will come softly as a thief to the tombs. When men will not know, them for what they are. Men will be deceived. The hour of the destroyer is at hand. It's important. A positive thing will also happen. In those days, men will have the great book before them. Wisdom will be revealed. I reveal wisdom for you now. A few will be gathered for the stand. A few will be gathered for the stand. 144,000. It is the hour of trial. The dauntless ones will survive. The stout-hearted will not go down to destruction. The followers of the King, the chosen one, will manage to escape with the help of the Lord, the destroyer. Great God of all ages, alike to all, who sets the trials of man, be merciful to our children in the days of doom. Man must suffer to be great. I've told you about that. It's all about adversity, to raise your empathy levels. But hasten not his progress unduly. In the great winnowing, be not too harsh on the lesser ones among men. Even the sons of a thief has become your scribe. My friends, that's a little bit about the destroyer, and we will continue more about it in the next episode or next video. But this is not a pleasant teaching. This is when it's all over. And when will it come? Yeah, it says there that it will come the 110th generation. But most more important than that is that it's more important to know the times when it will come. And I have told you now so many times, when you see the signs with gender problem and all that, it will come. And I think it's very, very near now, because I have seen that the rich and the kings and so on and so forth, they are preparing themselves for this. They know that something is coming. You have the global warming and everything. It's nothing with carbon oxide. Please, 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 please. It's the destroyer that are on its way. And they can't see it, of course, because it's not God. It will come as a thief in the night, as the Lord says, because that's how it's constructed. Boom! Suddenly you will have it will be upon us. But they can see that the celestial bodies are behaving strange. It must be another foreign object out there that pulls, and they have seen the activity in the sun and so on, that it must be another object close to it that make all these very, very powerful solar winds, the CMEs, as we have talked about. You remember that message? This actually was before. I didn't know about the destroyer then. But God prepared us for it. So I have talked about it not knowing exactly what it was. But now we know. It's fire from heaven. A terrible thing. I will read about it more in details in the next video. But as I have told you many times now already, this is not a pleasant message, but we have to go through it because that's what's coming sooner than you think. And then it will be over. It will be done with. When the trumpet sounds, we will be gathered by the King at the same time. But the trumpet is the destroyer that shouts. It's a battle cry. All right, I hope this been, can I say, a blessing? Yeah, maybe if it's the tipping point for you to take your act together and search Jesus Christ. If this was the last piece that was needed for that, then it's a blessing. And for you other out there, pray to the Lord that He will spare you this evilness that will come upon the earth. Because if you don't have the Lord, you will have no chance. It's impossible. This will melt the mountains, as we started this message with. All right. That's all for today. Thank you and shalom and lehitraot. See you again. All right.